Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. I hope you're having a great day today. And first and foremost, I appreciate it that you wanted to pick up the Strom sprayer. Super high quality sprayer. I've had nothing but good things to say about it. Have yet to have one break. You know, that don't mean something won't break on it. You know, things are man-made, so you know, the pump could go bad, the battery could go bad, you might drop it or whatever. You know, anything could happen. But if something like that happens, and you can simply send us an email at help@gciturfacademy.com, and we'll definitely get you taken care of and get you back spraying as quick as we can. So as part of your purchase, you know, you get the Strom sprayer and the nozzle that we put together for spraying wide, spraying turf, and that kind of thing. Now, depending on where you live in the country, the sprayer will either ship from California to your house or from Florida to your house. The nozzle, we ship ourselves. We just don't have the luxury to send them a bunch of nozzles and then package them and all that kind of thing. So you'll get two separate packages, one with the sprayer, one with the nozzle. You may get the nozzle one day and you may get the sprayer another day because they ship from a different location. So when you get the sprayer, it's pretty easy. You'll have to, you know, put the straps on. That's nothing to it. You'll take the lid off, and then your wand holder will be down in the sprayer along with the factory nozzles that come with the Strom. It's a couple power washer type nozzles and a adjustable cone to a long stream nozzle that comes with the sprayer. And again, those are the Strom nozzles, and they're not really set up for spraying turf, so that's why we supply the other one. So first thing you want to do is charge your battery. It plugs in right here in the back. Nice battery right here. You can press that button down and see the charge that you have. Once it's fully charged, goes in like this, snaps into place, then you can shut the door. On the side of the sprayer, you're going to see a two toggle switch. One way is high pressure, the other way is low pressure. You can see right here it's laid out with a 1 dash and a 2 dash. Sometimes that does not represent high and low. Every now and then I see one that may get switched up. So the 2 dash could be low pressure and the 1 dash could be high. One way to know for sure is turn it one way and then take your gun and just squeeze the handle and listen to it. Then turn it the other way and do the same thing. You can hear a noticeable difference in the sound. The way that is louder, that's your high pressure, and then you know the other one is low pressure. When you get your sprayer, charge your battery, fill it up with water. Make sure your wand is connected to the gun, and then when you do get the nozzle, you're going to notice it's a black elbow with a brass end and then a green nozzle in it. That will actually go in the end of the spray wand. I used to have a nozzle that had two different tips. One was a wide spray tip, one was a narrow spray tip. This one doubles for both, making it a little more easy and a little more convenient for you. So as you can see how I'm holding the wand out and I've got the nozzle in, I'm going to turn the nozzle up so that it's curved upward. You can see how this nozzle is curved upward on the upward slope. This is kind of orientation, so you know which way to hold the nozzle. And I'm going to hold it right hand. Hope you're right-handed. If you're not, it may be a little uncomfortable, but you'll get there. You'll want to hold it straight out and somewhat at an angle so that when you pull the trigger, the spray sprays straight down. Don't angle it back this way because when you spray, it's going to spray on your feet. You can see how my arm's kind of straight down, and then I cock my wrist up and I lower it a little bit. And now you can see by doing that, I've got my fan pattern. And of course, when you're doing the fan pattern and you're spraying straight down, you're going to use low pressure for that. Then I'm going to reach back here and turn it on high pressure. I'm going to take the nozzle and turn it 180 degrees. So now the nozzle goes with the wand and curves downward like so. I'm going to hold it the exact same way. Straight down, kind of cock my wrist up just a little bit, and then you can pull the trigger and you'll see the pattern out in front of you. Now looking at a head-on shot, you can see how that sprays right there. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna let it continue to run. I'm gonna really darken my driveway because I wanna measure and see how wide it's spraying. And when I go tip to tip, I'm right around 10 feet 6 inches. Now calibrating it is super simple. I need a measuring cup that is at least 64 ounces, which is a half a gallon. I'm gonna take my stopwatch. I'm gonna put the sprayer on low pressure, and I'm gonna take my stopwatch and time myself. I need to know how long it takes me to get 64 ounces. So it took me 53 seconds to get 64 ounces. You gotta understand, your number may be a little bit off, okay? Not all these pumps are exactly identical. Yes, they're manufactured and they come out of the same plant and they have the same number on them, but every now and then you get a pump that just maybe pumps a little better than the other one. So realize that you may not get the exact same number that I get, but you should be pretty close. So I'm gonna call this 50 seconds just to round it off to make my math easier. Now while I'm down here, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on high pressure and go in and repeat the same process and time myself again to see how long it takes me to get the same 64 ounces. All right, so it took me 35 seconds to get 64 ounces on high pressure, 50 seconds to get 64 ounces on low pressure. So in my situation, what I need to do is train myself to walk or cover 1,000 square feet in 35 seconds when I'm using high pressure, and on the flip side of that, when I use low pressure, I need to be able to cover 1,000 square feet in 50 seconds. So both ways, regardless of whether I'm using high pressure or low pressure, I'm still putting out the same 64 ounces on a 1,000 square foot area. So I've got it on low pressure, and I've got my nozzle, you know, kind of turned up. So I'm gonna be spraying straight down, arm out. I'm just gonna give me a good relaxed position, pull the trigger, and see how wide I'm spraying. So I'm right about 5 foot. Now, if I wanted to spray a more narrow area, obviously I would hold the wand a little closer to the ground, and that would give me a little bit more narrow spray pattern. So you get to pick that. You get to decide how wide you want the fan pattern to spray. So one of the easiest ways to do this is just get out in your driveway, use water to calibrate, and measure you off 1,000 square feet. So once I get my 1,000 square foot laid out, you know, I'm gonna start and I'm gonna make even passes like so. And you can notice when I get here and I turn around, I've got just a little bit of overlap right here. You can really see this good on gravel or on a concrete or asphalt driveway to really help you get a good visual on where you're spraying. And once I have that 1,000 square foot laid out, I need to be able to cover it in about 50 seconds. That's using low pressure with the nozzle positioned in a way so it's spraying the fan type pattern. So now what I'm gonna do is kick it up to high pressure. Remember, rotate your nozzle, and you're gonna be spraying about 10 foot wide now. But the same thing applies. I want a little bit of overlap. You can see my overlap right there at the crack in the concrete. Now, one thing you're gonna notice with this nozzle is on the outer edges, the droplets are gonna be a little bit heavier, and on the inside of the pattern, the meat of the pattern, it's gonna be a little bit more of a fan type pattern. It's completely okay. The outer edges give you that little bit of overlapping. So using the same 1,000 square feet, only I've rotated the nozzle so that I'm spraying 10 foot wide, and I've actually put it on high pressure now. I need to cover that same 1,000 square feet in about 35 seconds. So practice, 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 right? You want to do a lot of practicing with water, get this really dialed in before you go using products. Again, time yourself low pressure, filling up 64 ounces. Time yourself high pressure, filling up 64 ounces. Remember those two numbers. However many seconds it took you to fill up 64 ounces on low pressure, you need to be able to cover 1,000 square feet using the fan tip weigh, and then however long it took you to fill up the 64 ounces on the high pressure, you need to be able to use the wide spray and cover 1,000 square feet. Now doing it that way, it's going to allow you to take a 4-gallon sprayer and cover about 8,000 square feet. Now if you want to do more of a personal pace type calibration, it is incredibly easy. Number one, fill up your sprayer with water. Number two, figure out whether you want to use the fan tip on low pressure or do you want to use the wide spray tip on high pressure. When you get that figured out, go in the corner of your yard and start spraying. And when you spray, you make even passes. You walk straight lines, slide over a little bit, come back down, making sure your passes are evenly spread apart. And you continue doing that throughout the yard until you run out of water. Now when you run out of water, take your backpack sprayer off and set it on the ground. Go get you a tape measure, measuring wheel, yardstick, whatever it is you have laying around to be able to measure square footage and measure the square footage of the area that you covered. Then once you get that measurement, you know how much square footage you can cover with a 4-gallon sprayer. Obviously, if you walk really fast, you're going to cover a lot more area. If you walk really slow, you're going to cover less area. That's what makes it a personal pace calibration. But with that said, what I don't want to see you doing is getting above that 64 ounces per 1,000 calibration, okay? I feel like half a gallon per 1,000 is a really good happy medium for the products and stuff that I show you on videos. So we don't want to get too far past that, and then you're going to kind of run into some other issues. So hey, I hope this has helped. I hope this has helped you learn how to calibrate. Again, if you have any questions about the calibration process, the new email is help@gciturfacademy.com. Or if you have a question about an order that you placed, that email is admin@gciturfacademy.com. And again, I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this, and I'll check you later.